Voici l'annonce du billet gagnant 50-50. Now for the winning number of the 50-50 draw. Le montant recueilli est de 414 $, donc le gagnant récoltera une somme de 207 $. The amount raised is $414, so the winner will take home $207. Le numéro gagnant est 988-6264. 988-6264. The winning number is 988-6264. 988-6264. Si vous avez le numéro gagnant, présentez-vous à la table d'accueil pour récupérer votre prix. If you have the winning number, just come to the table at the entrance to pick up your prize. Maintenant, pour le tirage de ceux qui ont acheté des billets de fin de semaine. For the draw of the winning weekend pass. Nous avons 2 gagnants d'une couverture signée par tous les joueurs du Fusion avec une bouteille de notre distillerie locale Artistes in Résidence. We will have 2 draws for a blanket signed by the Fusion players along with a bottle from our local distillery Artistes in Résidence. The winning people, les gagnants sont Sid Perron et Valérie Tremblay. Ces prix peuvent être aussi recueillis à la table d'accueil. These prizes can also be picked up at the reception table. Les numéros des prix seront affichés sur nos médias sociaux du Fusion de nos associations de ringuettes régionales et locales. The winning numbers will be posted on our social media pages. Nous aimerions remercier nos partisans, partisanes et bénévoles, ainsi que Ringuette Canada, pour leur support et présence pour ce hub. We would like to thank our fans, volunteers, as well as Ringuette Canada for their support and presence at this hub.
Welcome back, Ringette fans. We just had the 50-50 draw, so congratulations to the winners of that. And again, thank you to all of those who are supporting the draw. That money goes back into the community. And as we set things up here, again, coming off of 2 quarters, Rive-Sud Revolution taking things 3-0 against the Cambridge Turbos. Just waiting to get everything set up for the players. There's a penalty to put up on the clock that carried over from the last quarter. If you can recall, Sarah Bernard-Lacaille is in the box, but she remains there for only 54 seconds as the free play starts with Revolution. Now moving things into the zone, Keeble staying outside the triangle, making the pass over to Lavoie. Lavoie to Keeble. The shot there on a sharp angle from Keeble. New goaltender in net for this portion of the game. Betke now in for the Turbos, replacing Sarah Reed, who was there for the first 2 quarters. Looks like our goaltender remains Martel on Rive-Sud Revolution. 14 seconds on the penalty to Revolution. Turbo still on the power play, but math is hard sometimes, and 4 in the zone was just called. Seems to be happening a bit this weekend. I think perhaps the players aren't necessarily used to where the bench placement is. The door is within the zone, so they won't have to violate it on a swap, but it's been happening a few times now. 3 seconds remain on the penalty as Bernard-Lacaille comes out. Back to even strength for both sides. Turbos trying to speed away from it as Wyville. She moves things over the top of the blue line. Lodge tried to pick it up. And a tripping call early in this one. Wyville already knew it was her. She's already at the box. Bit of a scrum there on the blue line. So she'll be there for 2 minutes, giving the power play opportunity now for Revolution. LaRock fires it. Loves that shot from the circle. Had success with it yesterday. Tries it again on Betke. Spinning with that pressure up top. Strong center play in that triangle. Lodge not giving her any movement. LaRock passing it up across the board. Just misses that stab. Shaughnessy trying to find her way out of the zone. Now 3-on-1. Again, Turbo's down a player due to the penalty. Revolution normally sending 2-on-1. Deciding to go for 3 on that. Pass intercepted by Nozzle. But Turbos had gone into the crease. So play will resume back with Revolution. Thank you for joining us here at the Slush Puppy Center in Gatineau. Again, my name's Emily Renneberg, and Maya, you're back.
I'm back. Here I am. Happy to be here, excited for the rest of this game.
Maya's been doing our interviews and helped facilitate the 50-50 draw.
I did.
With the
it's been
exciting.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been great to talk to the players. It's been great to, you know, get down there, get a little bit closer to the action. I can't say that I don't miss it. And that is a goal.
There we go. Coming across the top, giving Betke a challenge early. Again, another 5-hole goal, taking advantage of the power play there. Again, coming across the top, using the space available. Saw the 5-hole. Just fired it, really.
Just fired it.
Simple,
went with it.
Effective.
You know, when you have that gut feeling to take the shot, you got to do it.
Simple and effective. Revolution now up 4-0. Not a big score to overtake at this point. Ringette again, high-scoring game. Things could turn around for the Turbos. They have struggled this year and seem to be struggling to put any real offensive positioning into play here, with Revolution's back check being so strong. But looking to make something happen at some point in the next 2 quarters, obviously, as Keeble takes things across the top. 13 seconds on that shot clock, passing it a long ways over to Lacombe.
And that'll be a reset. She managed to hit the net.
Keeping the cycle going on the fly change. Keeping things moving. LaRock breaks through the center, puts through the D, fires it low for Betke.
And another low goal.
She tried to smash her knees into the ground to cover that one off, but LaRock just using her speed and overtaking the triangle on that one, pushing through the center and the D. Really just using the strength to fire that ring, and looks like Betke's on her way out. Now that's interesting. They might have had a conversation to say, like, hey, you're in net for a little bit here. But to me, it looked like she might have just pulled herself. I'm not sure anyone was prepared for that.
Yeah, not sure what's going on that end.
That can be tough. There's 2 goals within the first 3 and a bit minutes here in this quarter. So Reed headed back between the pipes. She played the first 2 quarters. It's easy to spot the difference between the two because black pads versus white pads.
Doesn't that make it all
me so
easier?
Much. Thank you, goalies, for doing that for me personally. Thank you.
So nice of them.
Yeah, very kind of them. Thank you so much, goaltenders. Wyville now with some speed, coming across the top, looking for an opening. Cross check right there by LaRock. She might get a major on that one, to be honest. We'll see how that plays out. Delayed call. Reed skates back to her net. Sending in that 4th player into the zone. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Wyville going across the way to Nozzle. Nozzle faking it. Goes over to Sunset. Sunset to Nozzle. Nozzle tries to shoot it. Hits off a defensive player to Sunset. Sunset gets an opportunity here. Ring goes over the line. Full shot clock left. Kept in by Pedersen. Good play on the line there, heads up play. Wyville behind her back. Sunset can't pick it up. Pedersen gonna try and win the foot race here, but Revolution will take it. Just 2 minutes for that cross check. I'm a bit surprised that that wasn't a major.
Me too, and I think especially because of where it was.
Where it was and what the intent looked like. It would look like she was playing lacrosse.
Yeah, and that was a pretty impactful play there.
Certainly. So Larocque coming out with just the 2 minutes. Turbos again, power play here.
Let's see what they can do with it.
They've yet to capitalize with the special team. And sometimes they like to pull the goalie in this situation too, but so far same regular 3-on-3 strategy as Revolution pulls things back behind the net. Bernard Lacaille with the drop. And Turbos unfortunately had gone in the crease, but Babineau really fought for that ring behind the net. Now trying to cover things off as Revolution moves out with speed. Lacombe gets taken down via body contact against the Turbos. Peacock going into the box. So we'll be 4-on-4 here for the next minute and 25 seconds. Ring finds its way back into the Turbo zone as the play was called against the Turbos. There's the offensive opportunity with the free ring for Revolution. Keeble, easy pass to the boards. Skating around. Ouellette trying to find an area that she likes. Now on her backhand. Back to Keeble. Keeble gets the shot from the sharp angle of the corner, but Ouellette picking up that rebound. 25 seconds on the shot clock for that reset, giving them back the full 30 seconds. And Dumont tries to slide it past over to Ouellette. Freshly Zamboni'd ice, giving some speed to that ring. Keeble back pass and a shot there from Dumont, hanging out on the bottom end of that crease. And enough pressure to make Reed wait that 5 seconds. Not have enough time to toss the ring out. From a defense perspective, what's some of the tips and tricks you use on goalie rings?
Oh, geez. Really getting out, you know, just using the space that you have. Trying to get away and get out of the way from, you know, all the other players, whether they're on your team or on the opposing team. Just making sure that you're giving yourself the space to get out there and chase after that ring.
Work now over to Vachon. Vachon. Already some goals scored this morning. Back to Bourque. Bourque fakes the pass. Drops it. And there's a shot there from Vachon. Doesn't quite get straight to the net. And now Betke's back in net. They did another swap. I swear, I blink and the goalies change.
It's true.
Sid Nozzle now in center, trying to avoid Revolution's back check, getting it out to open ice. To Sunseth, who slides her way into the zone. Not her typical territory, so she'll pass it off. And a back pass was meant for somebody, but finds itself floating on free ice instead. Turbo's making a mistake there, costing them possession. Revolution starting in the cycle again. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Even strength. Lavoie over to Lacombe. Lacombe picking it up in that corner, fires it, gets it to a rebound shot. Backhand, rebound, gets the goal. Lavoie off of a reset shot from Lacombe.
Yeah, and number 31 in net just wasn't able to recover quickly enough across the net to get there.
Felt like slow motion in a sense.
It really did.
There was that wide open net for enough time. I don't think Becky knew where that rebound was going.
That rebound ended up at just the perfect spot for her to step in and really just take that shot.
So slowly creeping their way up the scoreboard. Revolution progressively making this game harder and harder. I think they're having some problems with the clock. Yeah. I think they started it on time. Let's see, they may have to hold it. Try that again. Weibel using the boards to bank that pass off the side. A bit too much for McGillen. Revolution will get it back in their own zone. Moving it into center for Lacombe. Lacombe sees an easy connection along the back to Lavoie. Lavoie back to Lacombe.
Oh.
Lavoie again. That same similar sequence. Takes the rebound on that short side. Lacombe to Lavoie. And unfortunately, continue to creep up that scoreboard against the Turbos, who are just looking for one goal at this point. Becky almost got her stick on it.
Yeah.
Looks like Turbos are calling a timeout. Need to regroup. You can tell the energy has definitely dropped in this game. I'm not quite sure what's the difference, but even from the Revolution side, I think they're realizing that this is not necessarily something you have to put full effort into, which, you know, coming into National, I think you definitely want to be playing your best, but Turbo's really struggling to bring up that energy.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to see the Turbos give it another push. I want to see the momentum come back to their side and see what they can kind of do with that. But yeah, I mean, like you said, with Nationals coming up, each team is really looking to fight for their place and for their sitting, their standing in the Nationals competition. So I'm hoping to still see a bit of fight from both of these teams.
It can be quite challenging when you're looking at a scoreboard that says 7-0 to put your head back into it and just focus on your game. But realistically, that's what we're taught, is to focus on shift by shift.
Absolutely. And Ring Out is such a high-scoring game. You never know what's going to go down. We could see the score even out at some point.
We have seen that in other games. It could totally happen.
There's lots of game left here.
Turbo's moving it inside. Met with some pressure. Sid Nozzle now across the top, moving it back over to Newbrand. Newbrand back to Nozzle, tries to take a shot. Fans on it. Keeps the ring, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Looks for the pass down low. Bit too much there for Bowman. And Dumont dropping it back, using the space. Now up with Vachon, Larocque, getting that loose ring over to Dumont. Over down to Vachon. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Beginning that cycle now. Short angle shot. Trying to push it past Becky's pads, but she keeps it. Coverage looking tight again. Revolution doing a really good job of not letting there be any obvious outlets, which I think is quite a testament to the fact that they're so good at that, because the orange jerseys are just so bright.
Exactly.
You can see them wherever they are.
Yep.
Lavoie, a long pass over to Claveau, I believe. Oh no. Cunil. Keeble now behind the net. Tries to get it to Lavoie.
And that's just a misconnection there.
Keeps it in. Cunil shoots. Betke keeps it. Having a bit of trouble with getting a glove on it. Uses enough time to waste the 5 seconds. The ring eventually left her glove, but it was a bit too late.
And that'll be an offensive opportunity here.
Larocque, of course, taking the free pass. She loves shooting off of these, but she's on her backhand technically with this one.
Oh, and we see a shot.
Herself. Yeah. up tight against that line. Again, you can only use half of that circle, so she moved her body into that lower corner, took that shot, and now she's up front. Had the quick shot chance, but missed the pass. No worries, cycle will continue. 10 seconds remain. Back to try and get Larocque to touch it. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. Now a shot there from Bernard Lacaille. Rebounded enough for Revolution to continue with possession here, but some pressure on, almost taking that ring away, but Larocque beats with the foot race. 16 seconds on that shot clock. Now with Lacombe coming around with speed on her backhand. Looking for the short side. Bit of a tough sell there with the center. Keeble now shoveling it towards the net. Doesn't quite make it in time. Good play from Paige Nozzle at center on that last one. And Shaughnessy had it in her feet, but lost it. Lacombe takes advantage. Moving things back to the boards now up top. Shoot! Keeble thought she had something there. Bounces off the glass, no reset. Back up top, Ouellette tries to put something through her legs, but Nozzle sees that for what it was, picks it up. Sunseth. Long pass to the forward here at Sid Nozzle. Creating that cycle within the neutral zone, now crossing with Newbrand. Newbrand hustling her way over. Weibel now with the ring, 7 seconds on the shot clock, looking for something here. Moving it to Newbrand. Newbrand has time up front. Big rebound from Martel. But can't get that onto Nozzle's stick. She'll make her change.
Yeah, I would have loved to see them do something with that rebound there.
Up top now. Lodge looking for an opening. Still trying to find it. Does a fake. Back pass. Over to Weibel. Weibel back to Lodge. Lodge can't pull it off. Dumont's gone in there. Heads up pass over to open ice for her teammates to pick that up in stride. Larocque spinning. Great pressure from Anderson, not letting her get away too easy. And she lets go of the ring. Turbo still trying to make sure they have a handle on it. Now they do. Bit of a brief pause in the reset zone to get a change.
Both teams have been extremely defensive and aggressive in the neutral zone this game.
McGillen over to Newbrand. Newbrand facing some defensive trouble with Dumont. Gets a shot off anyway, but Martel finds that quite easily. Michon behind the net. Skating with it, moving it up. Can't quite connect. Bowman streaking her way through, reaching with her stick. And a call from Newbrand sends it across the ice. 54 seconds in this quarter. Time is winding down. Quickly eating away those 13 minutes. Turbo's getting a change here as they move the ring around the zone. Back down low, just a bit too far away for Weibel to handle. She comes down low, gets one off of Martel. Big rebound, goes out front. And now Weibel loses it to Babineau. Babineau gets a chance here. And Martel
That's a great
sliding
save there.
across the crease. Using all that she's got to make sure that that stayed out. Babineau thought she might have a good look there. Did have decent positioning. Took advantage of the falling triangle.
There was definitely some open space there, but the longer she held onto the ring, the less space there was.
25 seconds in this quarter. Almost a full shot clock's worth of time. Weibel now. Over to Babineau. Babineau trying to cut through the center, and the D gets blocked off.
Yeah.
Now with it is Lodge. Lodge tries to get the ring through. Again, strong defensive play from Lavoie and Bernard Lacaille. As time winds down in the third quarter, again, Revolution just creeping up that lead.
That's it.
Nothing for the Turbos yet.
No, Turbo's struggling to hit the net there the last few shots.
They had a lot of time towards the end, I think, in that zone, but finding it hard to get through the defense. Defense playing a really great positioning, especially that center defense combination, shutting down those side shots.
Yep.
So now each team will get a chance to regroup over the minute break. Turbos at this point, I think they're really just focusing on getting that goal and getting back to the basics and making sure that their goaltending feels like they're being supported.
Yeah. If I was on the coaching staff, I think that would be my main goal.
This is the last East hub of the season. There's one hub remaining out west next weekend in Warrenville, Alberta. That will decide the standings for seeding in nationals.
And I don't know about you, but I am extremely excited for nationals to take place here in, oh, I guess we're in Gatineau now, but they will be taking place in Ottawa not too long from now.
And a lot of build up to the tournament as well. There's been a lot of really great support from the community and a lot of activations with other sports.
That's for sure. So, hey, as someone that is on the host committee,
unbiased,
I'm here to tell you it's going to be a great time. Tickets are still available, and so are volunteer positions. So keep that in mind while you're watching this game.
And Turbos give it straight to Revolution. They're going to take this in speed with Larocque coming up the side of the boards. Defense settling into the triangle quite quickly, pushing her out to the side. She goes back, tries to pass it, does. Ring gets tipped off out of the zone, but that's okay for Revolution. They'll maintain it with Raymond Couturier. Back over to Bork. Bork can't quite handle that. 5 seconds on the shot clock, looking for something here. Not quite making it. Becky still in net.
Yep.
We've done some swaps back and forth. She remains. McGillen tries to get a ring on her stick. Can't really handle it. Leads to a bouncing play over the blue line. Now picked up by Revolution. Trying to get it over the line. A lot of scrambling over here, trying to get things settled. Revolution making the change as they come around on the cycle. Lavoie behind the net, waiting for support here. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Coming around up top, drops the center, gets a shot on Betke. She uses her stick to push that away.
Looking for a pass here to get out of the defensive zone.
Shaughnessy facing pressure, using the defensive connection. Chaos in the neutral zone still. Revolution maintaining. Moving it into the corner. A bit of a battle there with Lacombe and Lodge. Lodge out of position now.
Oh.
No. Keeble had the side of the net. She had a shot with a wide open space. Just putting it a bit too high.
That ring was still pretty high on her stick when she went to make that shot. So she ended up having to have a little bit of a dribble there, but.
And a pass right into Cunnill, who had flown into that zone, pushed herself through that triangle, was tight to the crease, but what a great look from her. She's a defense, so.
It's a long pass here.
Ring's moved out to Larocque. Larocque coming in by herself, shoots. Instead of finding the net, finds the skate of Sunseth. Now over to Bork. Bork shoots. Betke makes the stop. Hard on the ice there up in front. High percentage area. Great save from Betke, and a big pickup there from Nozzle. Nozzle pushing her way through to Peacock now. Peacock moving it along the boards. Over to Nozzle in the middle. Nozzle just missing that stab. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Coming out around the top. Trying to get it to McGillen, but picked off in the zone by Lavoie. 2 on play here, trying to get the ring moving. Revolution taking advantage of the neutral zone. Arguably one of the more important zones on this ice.
Oh, absolutely.
Bernard Lacaille bouncing it over to Lacombe. Lacombe got 1 second on the shot clock, spins, not enough time. Needs to get up quickly for the coverage. Shaughnessy facing a big check from Lacombe, a sprawling move. She'll get called for that.
That was a pretty sloppy penalty right there.
She was caught off on her back foot as she came flying in, got that shot off a bit too late, and then was still scrambling to try and get into position for the coverage, and I think had the tenacity in her to just go after that a bit too much on that play. Ring moves down for Turbo's offensive play. They've pulled Betke.
So they've got 4 in the offensive zone right now and 1 on the outside.
Now with Anderson, Anderson to Sunset, back to Anderson, playing the box again, over to Sunset. Active stick from Borg, hunting on that line. Sunset taking the top now. Down to Lodge, Lodge gets one, and a rebound wide enough for Turbos to take it, gets another shot off. Nothing there, Martel standing strong. Lodge now fires it between the legs of, I think, both her player and Revolution. Martel saw it. Bork now trying to get away from danger. 1 minute and 13 remain on the penalty. And a shot there from Elaine out wide. Betke keeps it in her crease, tosses it. Nozzle with speed, breaks, tries to break through. Can't keep it on her stick. Vachon all by herself there with 3.
4 now. Oh, yep. 3 it is. She's got some help now.
Taking the cycle around Lavoie. Low pick from Cunningham. Cunningham fires it high.
What
taking advantage of Betke dropping down low. Came off of that low pick that she set, created some confusion. Betke went down, and just a beautiful shot on the short side, right above Becky's shoulder.
Yeah, and we've seen a good mix of high shots and low shots this game, so it's not like there was anything really to predict there.
Triangle just getting pulled out of position. Again, showing the value of the pick, not just up on the center, but all in the low defense as well, opening up that ice. And now Nozzle coming across the top, looking for a trigger, not finding it. Now Sid Nozzle fires it. Martel, no problem, uses the paddle to get it out. 6 seconds remain.
Oh, the Turbos got that.
Nozzle now finding space and time, trying to get it to Newbrand. Back to Paige Nozzle, slowing things down here. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to create space. McGillen steps in, shoots. Nothing there. Martel staying solid. The Rock through her legs, finding support with Cunningham. Taking things down the side into neutral zone. Laroc seeing some space here now with the long pass. Back to even strength. Revolution taking things inside. Getting a shot off on Betke, but she maintains the possession there. Drops it back for Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy with speed. Over to Lodge. Lodge with a great high forward stab. Not an easy feat. Gets the pass off, but not to a friendly stick. Revolution finding Vachon with a lot of turbo power in that corner, using the neutral zone as a back pass. Keeble now in the offensive zone. 13 seconds on the shot clock, coming around, cutting it inside, shoots. It was a bit wide, but throws off the defense while she did that. A shot from outside gets the reset. Ring goes back into the crease so Betke can throw it. Coverage looks tough. Bit of a scramble there Defense didn't have time to set anything up. 8-0. I don't think the score necessarily reflects the play.
You know what? I don't either. I think the competition level has remained pretty high throughout this game. Both teams are still showing energy. I'm looking for some more, but I'm pretty happy with this.
Revolution keeping things outside. Faking it, trying to cut past the D. Keeble up top, tries to find the pass to Lacombe. Lacombe takes it, fires it with enough power to put it through Betsky's legs, putting her team up 9. And again, an example of having a hard shot on the ice. That one, Becky got a piece of that. She got her pads down in time, but it just had so much momentum that it pushed past the line.
Sometimes those shots, they'll just dribble through.
You'll see that happen with the power behind that shot. Sometimes the ice is has enough snow to it that it can slow it up enough to keep it out, because the ring does have to fully cross the line in order to count.
It does.
If it's not fully crossed, it's no goal. But in that instance, really great strength on that shot.
And it just goes to show, you don't need a top left or a top right, beautiful, beautiful shot to make it a good looking goal.
Diversity is key.
It's true.
2-line pass, trips folks up, but Vachon thought she might be able to sneak that through. Turbos will get that. There was a delayed count. 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in this quarter. So the last times these teams will get to play before nationals. As Turbos start us off in the center. Finding Anderson. Anderson keeping to the outside. Babineau now. Over to Wyville. Wyville, she's got speed coming across the top. Really great center coverage there, but Babineau gets one. Just missed hitting the post on that short side. Gets the reset. And shoots from a sharp angle there from Wyville. She's got speed. Again, trying to come across the top, back to Anderson. Anderson loses the block, feeds it through the legs of the D. Martel's been good at tracking those so far this game.
Yeah, she really has.
Lacombe now, back to Lavoie. Lavoie, she's got support from Lacombe. Turbo setting up that triangle, but finding the other side of the ice, almost stabbing that. Could have been a classic Lavoie-Lacombe combination. Now Lacombe trying to shovel it through. Getting the reset there, but not enough of a bounce off Betke's pads to leave it out front for Revolution, but they'll still capitalize on that throw. They're very good at picking those off. Lavoie keeping the pace as she wants it. Back now to Keeble. Keeble around, taking up the space in the zone. Pass back to Lacombe. Lacombe waiting. She's got 1 and 2 in the center of the triangle. Larocque tried to shovel it. Gets a piece of Betke, so that reset will happen as Nozzle taps it to her goaltender for safekeeping. Peacock now to center. And a streaking play there by Raymond Couturier, coming in with speed. Knocked her own player over, but managed to push the ring out to distract a little bit. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Turbos now looking for one. Drop back to Sid Nozzle. Nozzle.
That's a 4-in call.
Calling the 4-in, yeah. Paige Nozzle doesn't think that that necessarily made the most sense because that she was part of that particular play, but coach thinks the same, wants to have the conversation. She'll make the change though. Larocque firing it low from the free pass. Sees the opening with the way that the Turbos had set up their play on center ice. And now over to Bork. Bork fires it. Betke just gets an arm, closing the gap. Revolution taking advantage of the fast play that they created just by having the space and time from that quick long pass from Larocque from center.
That's just it.
Turbo's caught a little bit flat-footed there. Bork fires it from the circle, goes high, bounces off the glass for Larocque. Larocque instead now finds Dumont. Dumont goes in. Make sure they can do math on that one. Yep.
Yep.
Vachon is being tailed here, finds her way through. Back to Vachon behind the net. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Curling around here, trying to use the backhand to reset on Betke. Doesn't find its way through, but 2-on-1 against Sunset will slow things down enough. But the ring will be with Turbos. Babineau, big stab there at the high forward position, moving it quickly. Sending herself down to the center of the ice, just picking it up a little bit too far to make a play on the net just there, but she'll keep the ring. Nozzle now. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Nozzle, she shoots. Martel made the save.
Yeah, close, but no cigar.
Nozzle. Using the time and space she has. They definitely don't need to, pick things up here if they want to score one. Nozzle down to the side for Paige Nozzle. Just fans on it. 8 seconds here. Getting things back to Newbrand, sorry. Almost had one there for Newbrand, right out in front. Revolution's whole goal here is really to keep things quiet. I mean, realistically, a goal against is not going to make a huge difference here, but from Turbo's perspective, they definitely want to get one still. Help with the mentality. 56 seconds remaining in this game. Ouellette. Taking up time and space, wasting the clock. So Turbos can't have anything. Gets picked off, but maintains it. Strong on that ring. Lacombe now. At front to Lavoie, who stepped in behind the triangle that was scattered in the zone. Great save by Betke. Shaughnessy misses that pass. She can't touch it on the other side. That's an interference call for sure. Revolution now taking things for a skate with Claveau. Claveau back over to Lacombe. Time is winding down. Nozzle will touch it. And they'll let time expire on the clock. There were a few seconds remaining. Still penalties to call there. At least an interference. There may have also been a holding call on that last play where Shaughnessy couldn't touch the ring on both sides of the blue line. But Revolution coming out on top. Turbos blanked in this game. Tough season for them. Tough way to cap it off. But all teams get to go to nationals, so they will still get the opportunity. And they'll have seen the Eastern teams. Perhaps the West will have more luck for them. Revolution playing well this weekend, coming out with a few big wins, demonstrating their talent and focus on back-checking and tenacious 2-on-1, really shutting down key areas for their opponents. We have one more game for you this weekend, so don't go away if you're thinking that Ringette is over. It is not over. We will have Fusion versus Ravens, and we're so lucky because we haven't seen the Ravens this weekend, so this is their first game this weekend. They played more games during the regular season, so this is all they get this weekend, but we'll get to see them. And now we're announcing players of the game for both sides. And so for Cambridge Turbos, number 6, Caitlin McGillen. I have it in my notes as Caitlin Smiley McGillen, so congrats, Smiley. And for Rive-Sud, number 97, unsurprisingly, Laurence Lacombe. Phenomenal game all across the ice. And so that means we will have an interview with Laurence Lacombe coming up for you with Maya. Now again, like I said, there's some ringette still to come. Starting at 1 Eastern, we will have Nepean Ravens versus Gatineau Fusion. Should have a good crowd here as well because Fusion is the home team. But Nepean's not that far away from here, so should have some good fans in the stands and hopefully some fans online as well. So stay tuned. We will have that action for you in less than a quick break. But before we move to that, we've got an interview here with the player of the game, Laurence Lacombe, and Maya.
OK, alors je suis ici avec Laurence. Alors, parlez-moi à propos du jeu. Qu'est-ce qui est passé bon? Qu'est-ce qui était... c'est comme... What do you need to improve on?
Excuse-moi, j'ai vraiment pas entendu avec la Zamboni.
Alors, qu'est-ce que tu avais besoin d'improver? Qu'est-ce que tu as aimé du jeu? Tout ça. Parle-moi à propos du jeu.
Je pense après une dure défaite lors de la première match, on s'est tous relevés en équipe, puis on a vraiment suivi le plan de match, puis ça a juste bien fonctionné, puis on a eu du fun aussi, fait que on pouvait pas mieux finir la saison par une victoire comme ça.
Oui, c'est ça. Et les championnats sont comme en 2 semaines à peu près. Alors, parlez-moi de ça et de la préparation.
Puisqu'on a gagné, on s'en va jouer un match pour savoir si on va être dans le pool A et dans le pool B. Donc, c'est sûr que ça nous motive vraiment à continuer à travailler fort pour gagner ce match-là et aller dans le pool A au championnat canadien.
C'est ça? OK. Merci beaucoup.
Ringette Canada est fier d'être le premier organisme sportif au Canada de s'affilier au Ability Center sous la bannière de Mixed Ability Sport Canada. Notre but est de créer un modèle de sport inclusif qui va contribuer et améliorer la santé mentale, sociale et physique de tous les Canadiens.
We started the first ringette team for children of different abilities, children with physical and cognitive disabilities. So that's how it started, and then it just evolved to having no barriers to participation. And now we're a mixed ability team where we have all levels, all ages of participants, and it is absolutely amazing.
Good job. You got it. You're a rock star.
RFA has given our kids an opportunity to play with a bunch of kids and build friendships that they wouldn't have otherwise had.
It's been a real booster for her to feel like she's part of a group and that they're having fun and they're playing, they're learning.
Yes.
When I first started playing, I got my best friend's old ringette stick, and she saved a bunch of goals in that stick for me, and I ended up getting my first wrist shot with that stick.
Il y y a un impact sur la confiance de soi, sur notre santé mentale, notre santé physique. Mais sur une équipe d'habileté mixte, ces bénéfices sont amplifiés encore plus. Nous avons un groupe complètement divers depuis les dernières quelques années. Nous avons des enfants avec handicap cognitif, handicap physique.
A lot of our skaters are just learning how to skate, which is a good thing. I just love how they're developing every single season.
We'll need you out there anyways.
Yes.
Right? We'll need you out there.
All right. Now remember the volunteer goal.
Hi, my name is Jade and we're in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. We are at the Air Tindy float base here in Yellowknife Territories at this beautiful outdoor rink playing some ringette with Ringette Canada. Yeah, this is the best day of my life. I haven't played ringette for over a year since my last game with Laurentian. So for Ringette Canada to bring ringette to Yellowknife, this absolutely made my day. I think everybody should play ringette and it's great to see it here in the Northwest Territories.